Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser. We'll look at the interior, exterior, some of the trim level specifics, then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 25 Land Cruiser, and this is the 1958 edition. So like I said, there's two different trim levels. You're gonna have the 1958 and then just your regular Land Cruiser. There's a few different packages and things you can add into these vehicles. This one's kind of as base as they come. So for 25, the only big difference they made is they got rid of obviously the first edition from 24. So not a lot of changes here. They liked what they found for 24, so there's lots of good equipment in here. Now, before we even get going, get on the road, got my phone with me as we usually do. There's a nice little storage compartment right down here. As you move up the trim levels, they would have wireless charging as well, but this one gives you wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. Paired my phone up in about 30 seconds. That gives me Google, it gives me text messaging, gives me all of my good stuff right here. Makes it so easy and safe when I'm out on the road. Plus, we have Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, so we'll touch on that a little bit later. But for now, let's put it in drive. We'll go for a spin around. Now, what powers all of these Toyota Land Cruisers? You're going to have a turbocharged 2.4 liter engine, and that's going to be assisted by two electric motors. Now, this hybrid drivetrain is going to give you about 326 horsepower, but what's great about it, if you're towing the boat, you got an enclosed trailer, anything like that, it tows 6,000 pounds. So that's quite a bit more than the competition. So this also will come with a trailer brake controller. So that's going to be found just down here on the left side. So if you are towing, there's a little bit more if you're comparing it to maybe the Jeep or some of the other kind of 5-seat SUVs in the market. This one's going to be pretty good. Now, the ride and drive, it's very comfortable. It's very quiet in here. I've spent some time behind the wheel of a Land Cruiser previously, but not the base model, which actually is a little bit more enticing to me. I love this kind of retro material. I've actually been lucky enough to spend some time behind the wheel of the old FJ60 and 62s, and you really do get that sense of it when you're behind the wheel. Not only does it look like an old FJ from the outside, but inside, it definitely gives you some of that same feeling. Now, let's put our foot down here, kind of merging out into traffic. Now, it does make quite a bit of torque, so that's the big difference with the hybrid powertrain, that you're getting that instant torque from the turbocharger, plus assisted by those electric motors. It really does kind of fire up and get you moving right away. Now, out on the road, like I said, it's very quiet and very comfortable. I was very surprised because sometimes when you get these kind of off-road focused SUVs, you think they're going to be a little bit bouncy, a little bit rough on the road, but this almost seems more Lexus than Toyota to me, which obviously would make sense. Now, on the exterior of this vehicle, the 1958 will have the circle headlights, which again, I think I do prefer, but as you move up the trim levels, you have more of the rectangle style headlights. And then up front, you do notice we got quite a bit of snow. We got about a foot of snow overnight. There was quite a bit of ice. It rained a little bit before, so the vehicle was frozen and cold, but firing it up, warmed up very nicely. And inside, I also get heated seats as well as a heated steering wheel. Now back out to the exterior, there's going to be a few different wheel options depending on which one you're looking at. I think these wheels, this is the Meteor Gray, does match really nicely with the exterior. There's only about 3 different colors option for the base trim. You've got the black, white, and the Meteor Gray. And then as you move up the trim level, you can do kind of that heritage blue or some of the older yellow colors. It does give it, again, that retro feel, which kind of Toyota and all other manufacturers seem to be chasing right now. The retro look is cool. The nostalgia kind of kicks in, and I'm kind of a sucker for it. I think these are so much fun, yet very usable day to day. So with that 2.4 fuel economy, you're looking at about 25 on the highway with the hybrid powertrain, probably getting low 20s combined. And again, for a larger off-road SUV, that's gonna be pretty good. Now, as you can hear, as I leave the stoplight, it's got the auto start stop. So it will help you again save a little bit of fuel, but it's not that big transition. You don't expect the lurchingness like you first got maybe 10 years ago when they adapted the auto start stop or more, but it's really nice. I knew from the last one I drove, the regular Land Cruiser, that I was gonna like this, and I'm a big fan of these cloth seats. So obviously from the driver's seat here, like I said, this is a heated seat, and it's got that retro kind of look to it, but they're really comfortable. You can pump the seat up or down with the handle on the side here, or just slide backward and forth. And then that leather wrap steering wheel on a day like today when it's snowy, a little cold outside, that is so nice to have. And through the Toyota app, you can also remote start the vehicle or even on the key fob. Now, from behind the wheel, this one does get the digital gauge cluster. Now, it's very similar to some of the other Toyotas in the lineup, but they didn't overcomplicate anything. On the left side of the steering wheel here, you can pretty much just go through, go up and down, and see all of your pertinent information, whether that's some of your trip computer stuff. If you pair up your phone, you want to check out your music you're listening to, you can even look at all of your safety features, and if you don't want some of that stuff, it's very easy just to turn it off. Now, speaking of safety, standard emergency braking, this one's going to get standard adaptive cruise control. So you can set that 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of distance ahead of you. It's going to keep that distance when you're on the road. Makes it really easy to eat up a bunch of miles. And it's also kind of got the lane keeping assist feature. So that's going to help you out if you're maybe not paying attention for a second, or you just need a little bit of maybe help when you're behind the wheel. Toyota definitely has your back from that regard. Now, this one also gets parking sensors, and the backup camera is crystal clear. So that makes it pretty easy to check out what's going on around you. Now, like I said on the screen, the Toyota's kind of standard menu, they figured probably most people are going to be using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so there's not a whole lot going on in there. You can subscribe to the system that would give you the navigation as well, but when your phone's paired up, you've got Google Maps, Apple Maps, you can use all that stuff, which does make it pretty convenient. Now, this one will get a tri-zone climate control, so you can set driver and passenger here, and then as well in that second row, you also have adjustments that you can make back there. So you're also going to get 3 USB-C charging ports down here. And like I said, if you go up to the next trim level, you can also add the wireless charging. There's also drive mode select. So on a day like today, you can kind of pick between a normal, sport, and an eco mode. So maybe you're considering either the Land Cruiser, or if you're looking at the 4Runner, one important thing to note is that these are all going to come with 4-wheel drive system that features a center locking differential, and you've also got the low range gearing. Now, what else is important to note? You do get the crawl control and a hill descent control as well. So the 4Runner, where you would have to select between 2 high, 4 low, and 4 high, this one is going to be kind of like an all-time 4-wheel drive system. You can go right down here between 4 high and the 4 low to use some of those off-road or crawl control settings. But I think it's pretty cool, especially like yesterday when it was snowing pretty heavy. I don't have to decide between the 4 high or 4 low or going between 2-wheel drive. It just knows, and it's an intelligent system that's going to help you out there. That's always going to be in that 4-wheel drive. Now, I know people are a little hesitant or worried maybe about the hybrid system, but Toyota recognized that, and they offer a 10-year, 150,000-mile additional warranty to the hybrid components. Not to mention, they're also going to cover 2 years or 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. So for the first 2 years of this vehicle, you're not really thinking about it. Bring it into the dealership, get your oil change, and you're off and running. Now from there, it still is a Toyota. If there's one thing we know about Honda and Toyota, it's the reliability factor. And this is on their new global platform. So it shares parts with the 4Runner as well as the Tacoma. And, you know, it just feels a little bit more luxurious in here. But at the same point, it feels like it is very capable. It feels very sturdy on the road, if that makes sense. It has a good ride and drive to it. I think the looks are so good. It really does have me considering one of these as a daily driver. I love the idea of the great fuel economy out of the hybrid system, yet a ton of torque. If I put my foot down, it's instant power through that 8-speed automatic transmission. It is so smooth. And I've read a few reviews about people towing with these and said it's really awesome. Whether you're towing in the Midwest where it's pretty much flat, or if you're up in the mountains, this can certainly get it done. So I think overall, the style on the exterior, like I said, is killer. Whether you're looking at just the base trim, I love the circle headlights, the kind of retro interior feel to everything. It is so good. And if you want more equipment, you want to go up to the fancier seats that are going to be heated and air conditioned. I mean, you can pretty much design one how you want. The big thing is going to be the MSRP. Now, the starting price of this one is going to be around $58,000. You can even get the roof rack from the factory, so you can add about, I think, $1,000 or $1,400 somewhere in there to get one of those. So it's going to be a very capable, cool, stylish off-road vehicle. I think if you're looking for something to tackle the Minnesota winters, yet you want to be comfortable, and it does have a lot of storage in the back as well. What's cool is you can just pop the glass, or you can actually open the entire hatch back there, obviously. You can load these up. It's a little bit higher of a load surface when compared to some of the other vehicles because of that hybrid battery being back there in the cargo area, but I didn't really notice it too much. Now, what else is cool? You also get a plug-in in the rear. So if you're out on the campsite, or if you just need a little bit of extra power back there, maybe you've got one of those coolers you can plug in, that is pretty cool. And it seems weird, but there's actually cup holders, because overseas, these are actually third row SUVs where these are only available in 2-row here, but there is an added USB-C charger and some cup holders in the back. So if you're going on a trip, you want to keep your water bottles back there, keep something charged up, that is pretty neat as well. So like I said, for the price, yes, I get it, they are expensive. The average new car price is about $49,000, so you are paying a little bit more, but again, you're getting the hybrid system, you're getting the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you're getting the technology and style, and the nameplate with Toyota Land Cruiser. I mean, these are proven for a long time to be very reliable long-term vehicles. And I think if you're in the market, whether you're shopping Honda, whether you're shopping other Toyotas, or maybe looking at Hyundai or Kia or anything like that, this offers a lot of pretty cool style and equipment, and I think it's absolutely one to get out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now, that was just a quick look and drive at the 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.